Hey Avenues, this is Chris, and today I'm going to go through the basics of Microsoft Teams, the new file structure we'll be using at MA and BA, and pretty much throughout the entire Avenues domain as we move forward with moving ourselves off a central server. So let's go ahead and log in. You're going to find your Teams just like you would under into an Office 365 or wherever you would check your email. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here real quick. And that should bring me up my Office splash page. You might be familiar with this or not. You might be more familiar with the Outlook page. This is where you get your email, do all your stuff through your email. Selecting this little 9-box tab up here brings you up all your other options. You could do into your calendar. Depending on your permissions, you might not have all these things, but you're going to have a bunch of them. This is also where you can access the online versions of Word and Excel and such. So we're going to go to Teams here. Now you can just click on Teams, and if you do, what it's going to do, it's going to overwrite your current tab up here. It's going to bring up the Teams page. What I like to do, real quick here, is let's say I am in Outlook, and this is personal preference, of course, and I want to keep my email open as well because always responding to email. You can right click on Teams and go ahead and open in a new tab, and it'll just open up right here. Now if you haven't used Teams before, it might ask you if you want to open the desktop app or the web app. It didn't for me because I've done it before. That's up to you. The desktop does basically kind of downloads a new file and gives you a new app on your computer where you can just kind of open it like any other app. I prefer the web browser version just because that's the version you're going to find at any location, not just I mean, you could do it from any web page. I mean, you could do it from home, you could do it from a library, you can do it wherever you want. So that way I get more familiar with this kind of thing. Okay, so let's look at the file structure. Now, most people have been using Teams for a file structure for a while. Any host home programs, young families, Boule, all you people have been doing it for. Even finance moved over, and development has recently moved over as well. So this is pretty much going to be new for program staff, the YSSs, YASs, anybody that's accessing files that way. And the majority of you people, you're going to be accessing, I believe, either the shelter or Avenues resources. Those are kind of the two that you'll be using. So if you look at, this is our traditional file structure, right? This is on a PC. Normally you'll have access to the shelter. You can go into your shelter, whatever you're doing, if you're trying to find forms or case management or whatever you're trying to do. Well, what we have here in Teams is we have the exact same thing. You should be attached to the all users team. You're going to see a lot of extra teams here, and we'll talk about what those are and how they exist. Not everybody's going to have access to all these teams because for the same reason you don't have access to like administration and stuff. So let's say we need to go into the shelter folder. Now what you're going to see here is you're under general. We're going to go under general, or the all users I should say, and the general tab here. And so I'll select all users, go up here on the right hand side. So think of this kind of like your directory structure, and this over here is going to be your file structure, but also things that you can write in. So this is a splash page for all users. You can put conversations in here. They're going to kind of stand up over here. See, nobody responded to my my movie thing back here in December. But you can put whatever you want out here. Just if you feel like having conversations, asking people questions. Think of this as a bulletin board for the entire Avenues community. There really should not be any type of restrictions for it. Feel free to put out whatever you want out there. So we're going to go into files up here. There's a wiki, there's a bunch of extra ones, but for now we just care about files. And what you're going to see is the two things, Avenues resources and shelter. You don't have to worry about this development. This development is an extra thing. There's really nothing in there. So let's go into shelter as if we were trying to go into our shelter in the shared files. So go into shelter, just click on it, and you'll see it brings up this structure: aftercare, binders, Brooklyn Avenues. So if I was going in the traditional shelter, I'm going to get the same thing: aftercare, binders, Brooklyn Avenues. Everything, all the files out here right now should be updated files. If for some reason you go through or there's something you access that is not updated, please let me know and I'll get it updated as quickly as I can. This last modified date is you don't really have to worry about that. That's for the folder, not the individual files. So if we're going to Brooklyn Avenues, everything should be here that you need. These, of course, are folders. These are files. And let's talk a little bit about what we do with these files. So let's say I need to access a form. I'll go into Forms and this incident form. There's a shortcut here, so we'll just do it. These are all XML files. I'm on the server. The server doesn't have Office 365 installed, so these are going to come up as unopenable. But let's say I need to open the incident form. So let's go into Forms. Pow. And incident form. I want to open this incident form. This is the file I want. What you do for different things, you just click on it, and what it does is it opens the file. It opens the file in the server, in the browser. You can edit it, you can move on it, you can do whatever you want. You see it's edited in here. One thing to know is that this does save as you make changes to it. It does save. So if you don't want the root one to save what you're doing, there's a few other things you can do, and we'll close this. So that's kind of how you access and move around the incident or whatever form you're trying to do. Now, what I recommend is you can select this form. There's right over here. There's 3 little dots. It gives you some more little options. I can hit download. When I hit download, and it's going to open up this little box down here. It tells me where it is. You can say show in folder, and then this is where it has downloaded the form. So this is a brand new copy of this form. Let's open the incident form. WordPad does not support because I'm trying to open with WordPad just because of the server. So from here I could do whatever I want. I could change it. Incident, people involved, I don't know, dinosaurs, things are going on, sequence events, bad things. And if you save it here, which I'll go ahead and save, it's saving a local copy. So this is saved here. It is not the same thing as here. I'm sorry, my headset went off for a second. So if I wanted to upload a different form over here, I could just rename this. Oops, let's close that. Go to rename, incident form, and whatever date is, whatever your 8/16/21. There, I've uploaded it. Now, if I want to get this back to this shared files, or I want to upload a file of some sort, I could do a few different things. The easiest way is just pick it up right here, select it with your left mouse, and just drag it on over. And you'll see it kind of coming in here. You'll see a little uploading status. You've uploaded one instant form. There we go. That's the instant form that I uploaded right there. If you don't want it here for some reason, you can select that, go up to the little dots, and go to move, and you can move it through different structures as well. If you want to go up a level, it kind of goes this way, this way. So let's go down to all users, general, and say I want to move it to shelter, I don't know, temporary files. Hit move, and it'll go ahead and move it. So let's go back and see if we can find it. Shelter, temporary files. And there it is. Here's my incident form. I could open it, take a look at it. You can see all the amazing instants that I've put in there. And if you haven't used the online version of Office before, it works fine. You can use this. It has most of the features through here. You'll notice this is kind of a word feature. Same thing with Excel and all the other, what am I, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Share Drive, all those things. But for now, we're going to do it. If you don't want it, just select on it. And I'm going to go ahead and put that and just delete it. All right, so that's one way. Another way is I can upload and just go to upload a file. And then I got to find it. And wherever you want to find it, sometimes it'll just be on your desktop. There, look, I put a shortcut here earlier so that I could kind of do one. Instant form shortcut. I'm going to throw that out there. It should upload that incident form right there. Cool. For now, though, I don't think I need it, so I'll just go ahead and delete it. Oh, no, I wanted to show one more thing about this. So there's a few other Let me see if I can find the link. The nice thing about these kind of shared files in the teams is if you just want to send the link of the form to someone, you can just hit copy link here. And what that does, it pulls up, this is the team link. You could share this with anybody internally and go ahead and copy, and you could send that to them. So if, let's say I'm sending an email, I wanted to share this file with somebody without having to, or just show them where it was, so to speak. I could just kind of paste in the file right there. And what this does, if they ever, that's sending it through email, if they ever click on it, it'll go ahead and see, this is what I was talking about. So this is the download the Windows app or use the web app. Feel free to whichever one you want. I'm going to use the web app. And it's going to open up this Teams to the exact form that I was just sent a link through. There's the instant form. This isn't the one I changed though, it's the different one. So you can easily share files with people or locations of files with people just by sending the links. Copy link. You can also do something like copy a link, hit a post. This is really good for like training videos and such. Hit a new conversation, start a new conversation. You can @ people if you really want to. I can it's going alphabetically, so and it'll just kind of show up as, not only will it notify them, but it will show up as an ad in the message. I could also just hit that there, post it, and then everybody has access to saying, hey, everybody, you need to do this training. You set it up on the general, there it is, and you can go ahead and click on it, and it'll click to the trainings or whatever form you're trying to find. It's really nice for yearly changes like pay changes or mileage changes, that kind of stuff. You can send a link to the new form, but I don't really want this out here because it's just an example, so I'm going to delete my little remark, and it was deleted. So that is kind of the Teams file structure in a nutshell. I did want to mention that these teams are based on, their access are based on whoever you give access, or whoever has access to certain stuff. So like you'll notice up here, I'll go to the bank stuff. Bank stuff is what it might sound like. It is mine. And I can go to manage team, and you'll see that I am the only person in here who has access to this. I'm the owner. No, I have no members or guests. And so this is my stuff. Anything that I want access to, but I don't think anybody really needs access to, I put out here. Kind of look at my file structure. It's like your share, what we used to have as your personal drive in the old shared files. So if you want one of these, it's very easy to do it. Down here it says join or create a team. Just click on that, create a team right there. You can create one from scratch. You could make it public if you want anyone to join, but I just do a private one. Give it your name, test team, and create it. Tells you it's creating it. Nice work. Look, it even gives you like high fives or whatever they're doing. From here, it automatically adds you if you create it, you're the owner of the team. If you want to add anybody, you could add just random people, put an R in. I could add people, and I could give them. But for now, I'll just go ahead and skip it. Now I'll go to my files, and you can see that there's no files here because it's a brand new team. But if for some reason I want to make files or add files or whatever I want to do, you can do that here just as you could anywhere else. You can also create new stuff out here. If you want to create a new Word doc, Excel doc, PowerPoint form, Excel form, whatever you want, you can create forms out here. It is nice that it saves it automatically, so you don't really have to worry about that. Don't worry about the sync button. Doesn't really do much on the user end. It's more of the back end thing. The one thing that might be useful is the Sharepoint option here. So Sharepoint, you can think of it as kind of the back end to this user interface. So I have this incident form 81621 in my test team, and I'm going to delete it because I don't want it anymore, because I don't want anybody to see it. It's deleted. There, it's gone. And then I get a call, I'm like, hey, where's instant form 81623? And I'm like, ah, crap, I deleted it. If you go open Sharepoint here, it should open it in a new tab. And it opens the Sharepoint just for this team. If you look in the recycle bin here, you should see it. Opens up the recycle bin. There it is. Instant form 81621. I named it well. Click on there, hit restore. Restoring one item. All done. Go ahead and get back to here. And let's sync just to see. Oops, that's OneDrive. That's not what I wanted. Let's go back and back into general, and there it is again. So it has been undeleted. It's a good way to undelete documents that you might need. You can also, I was going to see if there's a way to create. There isn't. Okay, so one kind of nice thing you can do if you don't want to, you know what, let's rename this real quick. I'm going to rename this to incident form. All right, incident form template. Let's go template. Now, let's say I need to do something with this incident form. Like there's an incident. We know it's 81623. If you just go ahead and click copy, you can copy it right to the same location. It'll say this already exists, but you can go keep both, and we'll go ahead and reload. You'll see you made it extra. I made an extra one here. This is the original. This is the extra. So then I could just change the name. This is going to be incident 81621. Save that. And then from here I can edit it, and I don't have to worry about actually changing the template here. I can just edit it. You can just click on it as well, and you can just start typing. And then when I make my saves, like I said, it does dynamically save. It actually tells you, I think somewhere in here, document save, but you can just close it. You don't need to actually click save. It'll save it for you. And you see I modified it a few seconds ago, and that way I have an additional, I don't mess with the template, I've just created that. So creating your own little kind of space to keep your own files is a nice little thing. If you want to eventually add more people, you can just click the test team here. Click the little circles. I should point out that there is a few different, like the circles on general are different than the circles on test team. Like, do you think of this as the team name, and this is kind of the file structure. So I'm going to go to manage my team because somebody started, or I just want somebody to have access to it. I can add a member. Just type somebody in. Let's go see anybody that starts with PER. Peter. Peter's still in here. You're going to see everybody who has ever had an account in here. It doesn't use the Avenues file structure. It uses the Avenues address book, which basically is everybody who's ever had an email address. So that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you don't see the all users team here, or you're missing a team or something you think you should have access to, please let me know. If you're going through like the Avenues resources and you're going through forms and you're going through archive forms or something, and there's something you think is missing, essential forms, or there's something that doesn't look quite right, please let me know. We do have access to all the forms and all the stuff right now. Lastly, we're going to talk a little bit about the actual shared files that you traditionally use. As of today, it's Monday, we should not be using these forms anymore. Any changes you make, any saves, any new forms you make in here will not be added to here. In fact, next week access is going to be cut off. So anything you need, please let me know before that. It'll be there still, we just won't have access to it for everyday purposes. So going forward, if you need access to create a menu or something, or go through food, go to a menu, create a menu. This must be old stuff. Please do it in shared file, in the team files. Shelter, food, menus, etc. 2021 menus there. Do it out here. You could do it just like normal, open it up, copy it, whatever you need to do. But these are the only things, these are the only files that are going to be kept. Everything here will no longer show up in Teams files unless we manually move it over there, and that has already been done for all the files. So if you create a new form, a new food or something in the shelter, in the shared drives this week, It's not going to be accessible in Teams. So they do not sync between themselves. And starting next week, these shared files are going away anyhow. So it's good practice to not use these. I do know this is going to be kind of a little bit of a learning curve for some people. And if you need any help, please let me know. I'll send out a few meeting times for kind of virtual get-togethers so we can kind of talk through if you have any questions or anything. But other than that, that's it. All right. Thanks. I appreciate your time and good luck.